Hello, and thank you for joining me to learn how to knit in reverse, which is very useful when you're working short rows or a very small amount of stitches instead of all the time turning. You don't have to turn. So I also want to thank all my Instagram followers who asked for this video I was suggesting, and really like your answers were really overwhelmed me. You all wanted this video, so I had no choice and I had to bring up this video. So yay, this is the power of the Instagram community. So if you're not following me there already, please join, because there are many cool videos and tips and I love to share them all with you for free. Let's go. So first I'm going to show also how to do it I'm going to show also how to do it holding the yarn in my left hand, and then I'll switch to the right hand. Continental and English styles, both of them. So first I'm going to show how to do it with the yarn on my left, Continental. So for that, first let's explore what's happening when you're just knitting properly. Okay, so I'm going to do one row, and as you see here, most of the work is done with my right hand. The right needle is moving around everything. That's because my right hand is stronger, and actually the left one is stable and not moving so much. And now I'm not gonna turn, I'm gonna knit to the other side. So actually, and I want to continue at the moment, let's do the garter stitch. Okay, Continental garter stitch. So now, instead of this being static, I'm gonna have to throw with my hand in the left hand. Okay, so if I want to knit garter stitch, which means that if I turn it will be knitting, and if I'm knitting in the round, it will be knitting. So actually I'm coming from the back to the front like this. So this is like the purl. So I'm coming from the back to the front. The yarn should be in the front, and I throw around and take out like this. Yes, the yarn is in the front. I'm coming with the needle from the back to the front, throwing around. And you see I go from below above, throwing like this, and here we go. Now, if you don't practice, you'll never be able to do it properly. This is all a matter of practice. Of course, it's uncomfortable at the beginning, but you have to practice to make it comfortable. Maybe you've forgotten how it was when you first started to knit, so this is a really good chance to remember how it was. Okay, now look, also here, the right hand is doing most of the work, and that's how you compensate for this. So you're doing everything with your right except the throwing of the yarn, which you have to learn how to do in your left. Okay, so everything is done now with the left. You see I'm moving the needle, the right needle, around the left rather than the opposite, in order for that to make it more comfortable for me, of course, because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you know all these things already, I'm sure. All right. And now let's do it with my hand throwing. And actually, I've done it only once to make sure that it's possible for me to do it. So now you're gonna see how I'm doing it live, how I'm finding out how to do it quite live. Okay, so first I'm doing the first row regular. And I think I'm gonna make also a short video summarizing all this, so check out, I'll write it down here in the description, or it's gonna come right here in the screen. Okay, and now I'm gonna throw purling. So I'm going from the back to the front, same thing applies, but I need the yarn to be in the front first. Okay, so I've moved the yarn to the front, I bring the needle from front to back, from back to front, and again I go from below And now you see it's difficult. First stitch is always difficult, so I'm gonna cheat a bit only for the first stitch. Then let's see if it goes properly. Okay, so now you're actually seeing me doing this almost, it's my second time. Last time was like a month ago. So this is what happens. Okay, so from down to up. Okay. Okay, and okay, it's gonna take a while until I get it, so all right. So this is how you do it. You come, hop, sorry. So I'm coming from the back to the front, picking up, yarn should be turned from down to up. Okay, and there we go. So you see it's much less elegant the way I do it now, but if I will practice it will increase. Okay, and I wanted to show you this so that you know that I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm practicing. That's how I do what I do. I just practice and practice and practice. So even if you think that you can't, you've just seen I was really not elegant right now. Okay, now let's do knitting on both sides. That means that I'm gonna now do as if I'm knitting on the wrong side. So it's actually stockinette stitch. And that's much more easy actually. We started with a more difficult thing. So from here I go with the needle. The yarn should be in the back. I go with the needle from front to back like this. And again I pull the yarn through. And again, most of the work is done with my right needle. Okay, I'm just throwing with the left hand, all the rest is done with the right. And you see already it's much more easy than purling. All right, and now let's give it a go. Throwing. So maybe it will not save you time, but it will give you a new technique. It will give your fingers and your mind a practice. And I'm telling you, once if you teach yourself something like this every now and then, your mind keeps developing. So that's really, really important. Really important. Then you can also master whatever you want to master. You get the patience, you get the understanding. And I'm talking only from my experience, okay? It's nothing else. So let's try to do it now, throwing. So I'm going from back to front and then around and through, sorry. Yeah, I told you it's less elegant. And I think that I also, yes. So I've made the loop with the yarn in the opposite direction, okay? So I need to do it not like this, I need to do it like this. And then stretch, okay, and pull. Good. So what I've done, I cheated a little bit. So I went like this, and then the yarn here, and then I'm just giving it a little bit of help right here, and it didn't work. Okay. So again, it's all a matter of practice until I get it right. But here you see it's still wrong. Why? Okay. So the movement of the yarn around the needle, it affects how the stitch will be sitting on the needle afterwards. So you see this is not how it should be. It should be like this. All right, if you're doing the regular not Eastern Europe thing. Okay, so what determines it is how you do this movement of rolling the yarn around. So apparently this is how, from back to front, in order to get it here, you see? And now I get a perfect stitch. It will be ready for me on the next round. Okay, and basically there's not much to teach really, because it's your understanding of how to do the movement. Everybody has a different adaptation to the movements of knitting. So all you have to do is just take the needles and go through this by yourself. And just before we end, I'll tell you that there are some really nice ideas of videos that I have, so stay tuned. It's gonna be whole projects this time. So please subscribe here and on Facebook and on Instagram. Instagram is the best way to stay in touch with me and see what I'm doing. And every now and then also you'll have to do a like or a comment so that Instagram will keep on showing myself to you if you're interested, of course. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're following me, and have a great day. See you around. Bye bye.